So for this first one, when you see something in exponential form, you want to try to create a smaller base if possible before you convert to radical form. Always work with form given first. So we have 2 squared, right? 4 can be replaced with 2 squared raised to the 2/5. The power to a power rule means multiply the top 2. So 2 times 2/5 is 4/5. So this becomes 2 to the 4/5. 2 to the 4/5 is the same as 4 to the 2/5. Then we can convert to radical form, and the index is 5, so that goes right there, and then 2 raised to the 4th goes underneath. Remember, the power is telling us we have 4 2's under that radical. In order to take out, we need a set of 5. We do not have a set of 5 underneath, so then you multiply what's underneath, and that's how we get the 5th root of 16. For this next one, we have 2 7's underneath. Can't take anything out. We need a set of 5. If we convert back to radical form, remember this 5, the index, is in the denominator of that fraction power, and our base is 7, and it's 7 raised to the 2nd, right? 7 to the 2nd lines up with this, and the index is on the bottom. When you're solving these problems, you first isolate your x term, whether it's in parentheses or not. So we first need to get rid of the 4. It's 4 times this expression, so we divide by 4 first. What you do to one side, you do to both. The 4's cancel. We then end up with 32 on the right and x to the 5th on the left. In order to get rid of the radical on the left-hand side, because we're trying to isolate x, we need to take the 5th root of both sides. What you do to one, you do to the other. We do not write plus or minus in front because it's an odd index. 5 is odd. The power 5 and the radical index 5 cancel. That's why you're left with x equals the 5th root of 32. Again, no plus or minus because this guy is odd. Break down, take out 32. When you fully factor, you end up with 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's 32. You need a set of 5 in order to take out. We have 5 of a kind, so out comes that 2. There's nothing left under the radical. Final answer, x equals 2. For this one, we want to isolate the parentheses squared. You do not distribute. Do not distribute. You do not distribute that 2 in, okay? You want to isolate this yellow box, isolate the parentheses set. So we first divide by 2 to get rid of it on both sides. Then you're left with x plus 4 quantity to the 3rd, and on the right you have negative 33. Then in the next step, in order to get rid of the power 3, we need radical with an index 3. What you do to one side, you do to the other. And because the index is odd, we do not put plus or minus in front. On the left, the index power cancel. So you're left with whatever was in the parentheses, x plus 4. And on the right, you have the cube root of negative 33. You then need to isolate x. On the left, you isolate x by subtracting 4 from both sides. Remember, it's this term, then off to the side, minus 4. That is our answer in simplified radical form. There's nothing you can take out right here. For number 5, if the index is a 3, you want to break down and take out. So find all of the factors of 48, which end up being, let's see what we get. We broke down to 12 and 4, and then we replaced the 12 with 4 and 3, and then we replaced the 4 with 2 and 2. We replaced this 4 with 2 and 2. So under the radical, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 2's, 1, 2, 3, 4 2's, and a 3. I need a set of 3 to take out, so I can take out a 2. I have a 2 and 3 left underneath. Whatever is left underneath, you multiply. So 3 times 2 is 6. So 2 cube root of 6, final simplified answer. Next one. Before you convert this to radical form, you want to make smallest base possible. So we can replace 64 with 2 to the 6th power. Base 2, smallest base, raised to the 6th power. Then you multiply top 2. So 6 times a fourth becomes 6 over 4, which simplifies to 3 over 2. So we have base 2 raised to the 3/2. This is simplified exponential form. If we convert to radical form, our index is 2, and underneath our radical, we will have 2 to the 3rd power. So you could also write this as 2 to the 3rd power, index is 2. 2 to the 3rd power means we have 3 2's. If you need a set of 2 in order to take out, we have that set of 2. So 1, 2 comes in front, and this 2 is left underneath. So it's 2 square root 2.